question from another viewer. What do you feel is the best age to target for Eagle Scout rank?
Okay, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in because I've been quiet thus far. I'm going to say 16.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to say, and this is something a lot of parents and leaders don't think of. Matter of fact, Friday night I was at a court of honor talking to some younger scouts, and it was a 14-year-old young lady that was sitting with her parents, and they mentioned a car. And I looked at the young lady and I said, you're either going to, if you don't already dislike me, you're going to really dislike me after I tell your parents this. Okay. Use the getting the car license and car as when you get your Eagle, we can have that discussion. And every time I share that with parents, they're like, oh, I never thought of that. But it's not just getting the Eagle.
Yeah.
It gets tougher when they're 16 and older. But it can also vertical help these studying skills by working towards the merit badges, which ultimately helps with the insurance costs. Because the better your grades are, the less it's still ridiculous, but it does lower. So my thing is adults, leaders, push for 16.
Yep.
Okay?
16 is wonderful because you've got a few years to give back to the troop.
Yeah.
And be that example. That's a great.
Yeah, I would disagree with you holding the driver's license for them to get Eagle. I know some scouts that have had that situation, and they had a pretty negative view of scouting as a result. But I know some parents do it. So
and my argument
it's up to the parents. The parents have to do that. The scout leaders aren't.
Absolutely, but it's no different than saying you need to have a B average to get your license because of the cost of it.
Exactly.
And if the kid doesn't want to get Eagle, okay, a parent shouldn't force them. They should have a talk with the scout leader and the parent and the kid to say, look, we're recommending this for the benefits that come to you later on in life for completing this.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. But if the kid just wants to hang out with his buddies or her friends, then I'd rather have a non-Eagle Scout stay through 18 active in the unit than 16 and sporadically show up. So again, I'm not saying it's a catch-all for all scouts, but it's a concept that a lot of parents don't think about to use it as an incentive to get their kids focused, because a lot of kids get to that 14, I got time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm dealing with
You'd be amazed. The average is 2 years between life and Eagle.
Yeah.
That seems to be an average.
I've got a young lady in my troop that is star and has been for the last 3 years. She's coming up on 16 and she's stagnated. You know, and so right now, if she gets her act together and we get her to life, she's going to have to really get focused to get it done. Is it doable? Yes. But when your junior year comes around and you know, we talk about the 3 Ps or the 3 Ws to clarify that for those that go, what? Perfume, petrol, and payroll, or women, wine, or women, wages, and work. No, women, wages,
wheels.
Yes. Yeah.
I think the older they get, the harder it is to get Eagle. Because they have so many things.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what age do you get them to life? Because if you have them at life, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter whether they're 14, 16, or 17. There's still a reachable light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
If it's star and they're 16, it's hard to convince them you have 2 more big steps to take.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of merit badges. It's scout spirit and partaking and leadership, which those kids sometimes go, well, with my homework and my extracurricular other activities, scouting becomes expendable to them.
Yep.
You know, so
once they hit 9th grade, there's a lot of things competing with scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there are lost.
Not every scout's going to be an Eagle Scout.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
And there's
this. And we need to watch our rhetoric to make sure that we aren't over glorifying the Eagle rank, because I've got a scout of mine that never got Eagle, but he's my car sales guy. Matter of fact, meeting with him tomorrow to look at a new car. And he's fabulous. He thanks me every time I see him for what we did in scouting and how it affected him. He had his moments of being very enjoyable. Notice the tone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll be quiet now and wait to be called upon.
Yeah, I think that I agree with 16 as well. Being new dad or not a new dad, but like new to at least the troop level and all that, and thinking back to when I was 15 and 16 years old. And there is this great video, and I was trying to find it to throw it up into the chat, but I can't find it right now. So, because I don't want to be listening to another video while I'm talking to you guys. And it's from Mike Rowe. And Mike Rowe constantly gets letters from people about, hey, can you, like, my son is this close to Eagle Scout. Can you please write him a letter to kind of say, like, you just need to get across the bump and all that. And Mike Rowe in the video, he's kind of talking about how he gets these all the time. Mm-hmm. And he sat down to like type a letter to it. And then eventually he comes to the realization of if the kid doesn't want it, then he doesn't want it. Like if he needs, like it can't be mom or Mike Rowe pushing him across the finish line. Mm-hmm. It has to be something that he wants to get for himself. And I think about that when people talk about like, oh yeah, I got to, they talk about they're getting to life. And then a family member is like, well, you need to go. And they're like, I just don't feel like doing it. And it's like, what can we do to make him get over? It's like, well, if they don't see the benefit of it, like you can force them, you can hold the car, you can, make it to like every person in this family will be an Eagle Scout sort of thing. But yeah, like, then I don't think that they're the best, representation of what you want an Eagle Scout to be, because they have to want to go, they have to want it to get from life to Eagle. And I, like Brian was saying, like, I know plenty of people who are Star and Life Scouts that are fantastic. It's like, just because they didn't make Eagle does not mean that they're lesser of a scout or they don't have as much experience. All it was is that they either just didn't do a project, or they ran out of time, or they just didn't see the benefit in it, but they're still fantastic leaders and people. So that's what I got to say about it.
Well, I do have an experience with some leaders when I was an assistant scoutmaster for a very large troop. A lot of them were Life Scouts, and they regretted it. It was something that they said, if I just did that merit badge, it was the last requirement of hiking merit badge that they had to get. That was, just to make that effort. And I kind of relate to that. I mean, I was 17 3/4 when I got mine. So, Matthew, how old were you when you were Eagle?
17 and 11 months.
It's about the same. So, you got to get over that line. And it's a commitment. You have to make the commitment. You have to. And that's the individual, not the parents. It doesn't matter what everybody else says. Yep. We could just go on for days. The point is if the individual wants that goal, they need to do it. Yeah, they need to do it. And never you've got a finite amount of time. I've mentored a lot of Eagle Scouts. And the first meeting that we have, I sit with a paper calendar. Some of them have never seen one. And literally X out every weekend, and then X out everything with the troop. These are the days you actually have to work on this. And for 6 months, you've got maybe 20 days that are viable, where you could do a project where people would be available. So this is, we literally sit there, and if this is going to be your goal, this is what you have to work with. So,
I've never been an official Eagle Scout mentor, and I've only talked in passing to Life Scouts and people and kids who were at that age, and they're kind of at that turning point. And I have met some of them. They're like, I just don't think that it's worthwhile. Like, I already have the skills and everything. So like, what does it matter? And I come back to that. I'm like, what you're saying, Stan, is that one of the most common regrets that I hear from adults who were very active in scouting as a youth and did not make Eagle is the fact that they didn't do that last thing. That I'm telling you right now that the price of regret is something that you can't pay. It's like later on, like if you just do this now, I'm like, I know it's going to take work. I know it's going to take all that, but it's a lot better to spend 20 days over the next 6 months versus the next 20 years kicking yourself, wishing that you had done that. Not saying that it does not mean that you will be a better leader, a better scout, or anything like that. But we all have regrets from our childhood, things that we wish we could have done. And once that door closes, it does not reopen for us because that's just the, how time works. So,
however, I'm going to play Captain Obvious or whatever. The teenage mind knows so much more than you do, than I do, than Stan and Mike all put together.
Yep.
And